Hi, my name is Rebecca Humphrey, and I want to give you some pointers about the Digital Herbarium Lab using R and RStudio. The first thing, of course, is to get access to the RStudio program, which is essentially an overlay on R that gives us some point and click options and talks to R on our behalf. So it's using the R software and just making it a little bit more friendly to do so. It's a really common program, so your college or institution might already have this program downloaded onto lab computers. If not, good idea to check in advance, contact your IT department, and make sure that you're able to get this program in advance for students. So you don't want to get to the lab and then realize that they can't, they need administrator access to download this. If students are doing this lab remotely, they can download the software for free on their own. So rstudio.com, click download. You'll want the free version. Click download there, and then here's the link for the Windows or for the Mac version down here. So that's going to download an executable file that if students are on their personal computers, they can open that, install RStudio. So once they've got it, they can open it. And when you open it, you'll see 4 boxes, and I've actually minimized this one so you can't see it. So the environment and history tab we won't really use very much, so that can even be minimized out of the way. The other 3, here on the top right is the console. This is where we talk to R and R gives us output. So we can type code directly in here. R is going to give us responses. So there's the answer there. Over here on the left, this is where we can type, sketch out code, annotate code, or paste results, or whatever we want to do over here. This is like a workplace. You can execute code from here. 1 + 2. So I can highlight that and click run, and that's going to put that over in the console as well. I can also do Control and R. Hold down Control, press R to execute code from within this workspace. We'll talk more about that when we look at the specific code. And then underneath the console here on the bottom right, we have this place where we will see when we make plots, they'll be here, and we can go back and forth and look at the different plots that we've made using these arrows. This is also where you can save those plots using export. And the Files tab is where we'll be able to see everything in the folder that we have set as our working directory, which is the last thing I want to talk about in this video. So to import data, we have to tell R where to look. It's not going to scan our entire hard drive. We need to tell it specifically which folder to look in to find the files that we want it to use. The working directory will also be the place where if we export something like a figure, it's going to be saved in that working directory. With RStudio, it's really simple to set your working directory. Up on this menu bar at the top, choose Session, Set Working Directory, and then I think the easiest thing to do is choose Directory. This is going to bring up an Explorer menu. You can navigate through your computer, choose the folder that is your preference. For students, I would recommend choosing the Downloads folder. When they download the code that you might have posted somewhere for them, it's going to go in their Downloads folder. When they download data from the Digital Herbaria, it's going to go in their Downloads folder. And so I think that will save the most time of students looking for the files that they've downloaded. So set the working directory to the Downloads folder. I, of course, have a separate folder for this particular project, which is probably the way a professional would do it, but I think the Downloads folder is going to work better for the students. And you can see that I do have files in this folder, but what R is showing me here is just the folder. So there are no folders in this folder. So you might come to your folder and say, oh, where did all my files go? They're still there. This is just showing you the folders that you would be able to select as your working directory. So I'm going to select the demo folder, hit select folder, and then now here on the files menu, you can see all the files that are in that demo folder. And we will look more closely at these in the next video, where we can look at the code, talk a little bit about the commands that are in there, and some places that your students might get stuck. So to review, Download RStudio. Students can do this really easily for free. Your institution can do this for free. If you're using a computer lab, you might want to check in advance that that software is downloaded for you in advance. Then students can easily open RStudio. They can type directly in the console. They can type in this workspace, and they can execute code from either place. The only place where R is going to give you output is in the console. Once you set your working directory, you'll see all of the files contained there in this Files menu. And then when you make plots, they're going to be output here to this Plot tab. All right, so I'll see you in the next video for some more specific pointers related to the Digital Herbarium Lab.